This is Tank's Vlog for February 25th, 2019. We're wrapping up today in sports. Brought to you by Allow Me to Be Frank, a podcast that's on SoundCloud and iTunes. Patience will come out with new shows eventually. NBA, very light night. It seems like a very light night overall in sports. There was a couple of good college basketball games. Michigan State went into Ann Arbor, beat Michigan as we inch closer and closer to the madness of March. Xavier, meanwhile, beat Villanova, so there's some interesting happenings there. But a very light night, only 3 games in the NBA, and one of them saw the Knicks end their 18-game losing streak at home as they roared back in the second half, beating the San Antonio Spurs 130-118. You're not going to get Zion Williamson by winning games like that in New York. And the Knicks get the 5th overall pick and get wah. You know, the Knicks just can't do anything right. You know, why do I get the feeling the Knicks are going to draft 5th, get a nothing player, and end up getting no players in the free agency season? Because it just seems like everything the Knicks do is fail. It'd be funny if Kyrie Irving ends up with the Brooklyn Nets. That would make me laugh. Woo! Anyway, Knicks, nice game by Dennis Smith Jr. Despite a 32.9 rebound game for DeMar DeRozan. Spurs might be trouble. They have not played good away from San Antonio. 11-21 on the road this year. And another surprise outcome, the Magic went into Toronto and made the Raptors disappear. 113-98 win. And the final game of the night was Denver Nuggets beating the Clippers 123-96. NHL ahead of Monday's trade deadline. It was Evgeny Kuznetsov scoring the game winner in overtime as the Capitals beat the Rangers 6-5. The Sharks overcame an early 3-1 deficit to beat the Red Wings 5-3, natural hat trick by Joe Pavelski. At the end of the game, Grover Nyquist, who actually scored a goal in the game for Detroit, actually got traded to San Jose after the game. So very interesting development there. You don't see that every day. Where a player scores a goal against a team and gets traded. Gustav Nyquist was second in Detroit in scoring with 49 points, 16 goals, including the one on Sunday, and 33 assists. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any big blockbusters in the NHL on Monday. Today is the trade deadline, as I mentioned before. It was the Stars 4-3 winners over the Blackhawks. The Flames burnt the Senators 2-1. It was the Wild beating the Blues in overtime 2-1 on a goal by Ryan Donato. And the Coyotes down to Jets 4-1. Like I said, very late night. Maybe it has to do with some of the Oscars, not wanting to go up against the Oscars, although ask me who won any of the Oscars, I can't tell you. I have never watched the Oscars. I've never been into it, and I just don't like, not a big Hollywood award show to begin with, so. But that's probably a reason why you saw such a light night in sports. And of course, New Jersey was the first state to allow legalized gambling on the Oscars. They don't even have legalized gambling in Las Vegas. Score 1 for New Jersey. Today's 3 stars is Joe Pavelski, who had that hat trick in the Sharks' comeback win over the Red Wings, in which they, at the end of the game, acquired Gustav Nyquist. Nikolai Vucevic of the Magic, who had 23 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists in their win over Toronto. And DeMar DeRozan, who had 32 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists in a losing effort at the Garden. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Paul O'Neill, who turns 56. And we take a look back to 1977, when Pistol Pete Maravich scored a career-high 68 points against the New York Knicks. Check out the full story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. Good day.